I'm sure people that are much better at Jak 2 than I am are shaking their head right now and thinking to themselves like, oh, CTFU. Hey, have you ever seen that? Oh my god, I'm getting destroyed right now. Get out of the water, dickface. What's up, guys? We're doing part 11 of Jak 2. So like I mentioned in the last part where I was really kind of tripping over my words, we're doing the strip mine mission thingy where we gotta blow up these wells with the bombs, and we have a 2-minute timer and everything. And like I said in that part, like, it's kind of frustrating for a lot of people that go through the game the first time because it's kind of difficult to get the bombs in. It's really hard to explain. It's just one of those things where it is frustrating because you can't explain why you're not doing it properly. But you just kind of like gotta go right for it and kind of like just make sure you got a decent speed to it, and then boom, you get these 4 here really quickly. And it is pretty time constrained. Like if you kind of really fudge up trying to get a bomb into one of them, like you pretty much gotta start over. And then the other 2 are like all the way in East Jesus basically, and you gotta wait on this thing. I'm sure there are other faster ways to do this. I'm no expert on Jak 2. I just love the game and I've played it maybe, like I said, I think I've played the game 8 or 9 times now. I don't remember for sure, but every single time I go through it, I have trouble every single time, just like every other person. So you have another one right here. Throw it in there. That's all well and good. And then our other one is all the way over here. Oh, shit. I already fucked it up. No, well, not really, because it's up here, but you're supposed to, like, jump off the thing, and it's going to be, like, much more reasonable, but now we're kind of time constrained, so hopefully we'll hit it in time here. Hee! Yeah, I know, Dexter. Shh. Hee! Alright, we got it just in the nick of time. But you can see there's not really a whole lot of room for error on this mission, so yeah. Definitely an infamous mission on Jak 2. Look out for that one. Whatever wisdom I was able to offer to you, I hope it helps you if you decide to play this game. Which is to just keep trying and, I don't know, put up with the bullshit, because you're definitely going to have some playing this game. I know I say the word definitely a lot. It's just that's just me trying to get my point across.
What a brain wreck! Vin sure is scared of metalheads.
And for good reason. I've seen what metalheads do when they take a city. The destruction, the killing, the devouring. The Baron's scheming will only result in this city's falling prey like all the others before it. We must replace Praxis before it's too late. I am happy to say that you and your sidekick are causing quite a stir in our fight against the Baron.
You hear that, Jak? You're the sidekick. Hey, Wise and Whiskered, you, got something itching under your robes? They have ointment for that, you know.
It's just my aching bones. We have word the Baron is sending one of his large tanker ships out to the drill platform to pick up a load of ill-gotten eco. Go out to the drill platform through the warp gate and knock out that ship. The Shadow will send a team from the underground to pick up the eco later. Keep up the good work. We're counting on you.
And we're basically going right back out and doing a little first-person shooty action on the rail cart thingy majigger or whatever. And there's gonna be like a kind of a somewhat like kind of boss fight, but not really, but not even spoilery to be honest, because it's just like a airship type thing. But it's gonna be all well and good. Hopefully I don't screw this up too much, because the controls are always a little rough because they're all inverted and everything, and that's no fun. But assuming I am decent here, I'll be able to take care of business. So I'll tell you one cool thing that's really happened recently, which is, and I don't even remember what Let's Play I mentioned this in, because I'm more than certain I've talked about this in the 2 years I've been doing Let's Plays now. But if you remember, I've had many crustaceans. Like, I love fish tanks. I love, you know, keeping fish and stuff, and I love keeping crabs and crustaceans and everything. And I had a white lobster that had babies at one point, and she gave off like, you know, like around like 100 offspring. I forgot the final count. It was really more like 80, I think. It was around 80 or something last time I counted. Well, not the last, you know what I mean. Like at the time when I counted, like it was like around 80 or something. But she gave, you know, she birthed like 80 little lobster babies. And of course, when I say lobster, I mean crayfish, really. There was a little white crayfish that had about 80 kids. And back then I mentioned, like, oh, well, you know, I don't have 80 fucking tanks to put these guys in, because of course they need separate tanks because they're gonna, like, eat each other. You can keep multiple amounts in a, you know, decent-sized tank for a little bit, but when they get big enough, they're gonna just start fighting and eating each other, and that's exactly what happened. And only, like, a few lived at the end of all 80 of them. It sucks. I felt really bad, but it's like, you know, what are you gonna do? But the last few that I had, I gave them away, because I want them to go to good homes. And of course, everybody I talked to, they were all like, oh yeah, I'll take them and I'll eat them. And I'm like, haha, funny, I never heard that one before, fuckface. No, but really, like, do you want to keep one as a pet? Like, these are pets. Like, do you want one? And I only found a few people to take some of them. And so the thing is, one of my friends that took one, he actually is going to school, so he needed me to take back the lobster that I gave him like months ago. I gave it to him like probably almost a year ago. And it's so surreal. So I actually picked it up tonight. After I got out of work, I went over to his place and picked up the lobster. Oh, don't blow up, don't blow up. Okay. Yeah, I went over to pick up the lobster, and it's so cool, man. Like, he got all big and stuff. He's about maybe, I don't know, like 5 inches big. And when I gave him away, he was still less than an inch big. He was still, like, such a small little crayfish, and it's so cool, man. He's returned home. I guess I'm just watching him, actually. I didn't even get the details if he was gonna take him back or not, but looks like I do have a new crayfish, which is really an old crayfish, because I birthed that mother. Well, I didn't birth him. I took care of him, though. I made sure he was all fit and ready to go to a good home, and then he just came crawling back to daddy. Yeah, that's right. Crawling back to daddy. Sounds kind of weird when I say it like that, but I mean, hey, man, that's what really happened. Where are these from the guards? Oh, wait, here's the airship part. This is going to be rough. I'm probably going to fuck this up. Oh, I'm dying. I gotta make sure I really take care of business here. But yes, I'm very excited about that because I just recently cleaned out my 55-gallon tank. So I got my Tiger Oscar back in there. I got my 2 catfish in there. That's all well and good. I also have a 29-gallon tank that's actually been empty for about a month now. There's nothing in it. Actually, what used to be in there was the white lobster that gave birth to all those kids. But that crayfish passed away about, I don't know, I'd say 6 months ago. And then I was using the 29-gallon as kind of a nursery tank for the Oscar because he had this disease. So I kept him in that tank and kind of kept it as a nursery tank for a few months until I got kind of lazy. But then to make sure that I then fully operated and cleaned out the 55-gallon tank. So I finally did that and got him back into the big tank. And now for the past month, the 29-gallon's just been kind of empty. So I've been thinking of like what I want to do with the spare tank. And now I guess I'm gonna put another lobster in it. But what I was thinking about was doing more. I don't know, because I was jumping around a number of ideas. Like, I love fish, so it's like I always get a little creative in a sense. Now, of course, 29 gallon's not big. I mean, it's a decent size. It's a regular like family size aquarium. It's nothing crazy, but it's like bigger than a small little desktop tank. You know what I'm saying? So, but the most you can do with it really is community fish, or like one medium-sized fish. So, and of course I do love my big fish, but this time I was like maybe I'll do like a small community tank You know, so like regular, and of course we're talking freshwater here, so, and that's purely because saltwater does require a little more maintenance, and it does require more money. You need live rock and shit like that, and if you want to get really fancy, you can get live coral and stuff. So, and if I'm gonna do saltwater, I'm gonna go the whole 9 yards. So, which I'm not doing saltwater right now. So I like the I like the low maintenance and the affordability of the freshwater right now. So I would do like freshwater community fish, which is really small fish, and their temperament is of course peaceful. They no fish that bite, so obviously fish that'll get along and stuff aren't gonna nip at each other and shit like that. That's always one big thing when you're looking at buying fish. One thing like a lot of new fish owners make so many mistakes on is like fish temperament and mixing species that don't go together, because they'll end up killing each other. Like, that's totally what people do with fish all the time. So the one thing you usually want to do is get a nice little, if you do get a tank or something, get a nice small tank or a decent sized tank, but do some peaceful community fish. Your local fish supplier will totally hook you up. And that's what I was thinking about doing this time. Maybe some angelfish, some danios, I don't know, some mollies, or I don't know. Like, there's just so many fish you can do. Tetras, barbs, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Neon tetras. Neon tetras are beautiful, small, colorful fish. You can't go wrong with them. So I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll do that. Really not sure. But the thing is, I can't really do that now, because now that I've got the lobster, that's the one toughie is, and I'm sure I've mentioned this, is like, if the lobster will kill. A crayfish will, if it can catch the fish, it'll snap that fish in half and it'll eat it. Like lobsters are predators, so can't really do small peaceful fish because they will likely get caught and eaten. And you can't really do bigger fish because the bigger fish will just eat the crayfish. So it's really hard to find fish that will mix well with the crayfish. Probably a good fish would be like danios. Danios are like top-dwelling fish, and they're really fast, and they don't really ever drift to the bottom of the water that often, so they would probably do well with a lobster. I think a perfect fish would probably be like a, oh my god, what do you call it? African butterfly. An African butterfly fish is completely a top-dwelling fish. Never likes to go on the bottom. It's always on the top, so it would never like even get remotely close to the bottom of the tank. That would probably mix really well. The problem is that every time I go, I think I need to go over here. Every time I go to my local fish supplier, they never have an African butterfly. And if they did, I'd buy one. But they never have one in stock, ever, ever, ever. And it's funny, the one time I saw one in stock was the time where, like, I wasn't in a position to buy one at the moment. And now every time I go where I am in the position to own one, they don't have it. So I'm like, really? What the fuck? Hey, Onan. What's up?
The bird brain and I were just talking about you, Jack. Onan is very proud of what you did.
What I did? What you did? What you do? It's all the same.
Will you stop with the deja voodoo stuff? It's creepy.
Onan says you must find the tomb of Mar.
Even now, Baron Praxis seeks the tomb, but only the one true heir of Mar can open the tomb seal.
We believe the kid is the key.
The prophecies say that the true heir of Mar must face the ancient oracle. He alone must circumvent the cunning tests of manhood. He alone must wield the precursor stone, thereby unleashing the... Jeez Louise, fossil lady! Stop with this snooty mythic talk already, huh? You know that it hurts my lips.
Why is Mar's tomb so important?
The fabled precursor stone is rumored to sleep within the tomb, stupid! I added the stupid part. The precursor stone contains vast eco-energies. It can be used for great good, or great evil. I just love saying that last part.
The Baron wants the precursor stone for himself to rule the world. But he is playing with forces he does not understand.
Okay, Pecker. So how do I get this precursor stone?
First, you must go to the dig and find the lurker totem. Onan and I have learned that a piece to the seal of Mar is contained within its ancient carvings. You must find all 3 pieces of the seal to open Mar's gate into the canyon.
You hear that, Crimson Guard? I love that. That's one of my favorite little sayings they do. Be advised, I'm on foot. It's just like, okay, dude, calm down. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. You're not that important. Be advised, I'm on foot. I should start saying that to people. Be advised, I'm on foot. I love doing stuff like that. Just saying really weird shit that kind of throws people off. Like, what? What are you talking about? I have so many of those. I'd say some as an example, but I can't even think of some right now. You have those moments, right? You know, where you're like, oh yeah, I do so and so all the time, or oh yeah, dude, you do this all the time, or oh, it's just like you have to you're explaining that you know something happens a lot, but then you can't provide like any good examples, but you just know for a fact that there is in fact multiples of whatever it is you're trying to prove. This is such a vague thing that I'm saying, but I feel like it's completely relatable, and I'm sure many of you will chime in and be like, oh yeah, it's relatable. Like, oh, Chad, you totally do so-and-so all the time. And Chad's like, yeah, buddy, well, why don't you give me some examples? And you're just like, well, Chad, put me on the spot here. Ironically, I can't even think of one, but trust me, you do it all the time. And then Chad laughs and he yells at you and he's like, screw you, I hate you, get out of my room. And then I'm just like, what are you talking about? And then you're just like, whoa, Ryan just like changed the context. Does he know somebody named Chad? And the funny thing is, no, I don't know anybody named Chad. I do not, and that's a real thing. I'm not bullshitting you. I don't know a single person named Chad. I'm sure there are people named Chad within my area that I could possibly know, but I don't know them. And you know what? I don't know. I don't know why. Oh, here we go.
Piece of seal, yes? Nice and shiny, huh? All yours. Uh-oh, I think Red Trooper's approaching.
Alright, I'm gonna try something that people have told me to do, which is to just run with the hoverboard, which I've literally never tried on the 8 playthroughs I've done of this game, which I'm not sure why I haven't tried that. Yeah, I know that'll happen. So this is the infamous little boardwalk level where you will be fucked by Crimson guards over and over and over again. And what's tough about... Oh, I'm not even going the right way. Son of a bitch. Every time they do that. This is tough. Yeah, this is tough because they'll keep respawning. Like, you just have to basically properly balance... Like, if you're gonna go through... Oh, shit. Like, if you're gonna go through this legit and actually try and shoot them, I'm gonna try and, like, just burn through it because I've literally never tried this before, but people tell me you can do it, and I have never actually tried it, so... But I keep falling into the water, so this is maybe not gonna work out. But if you try and do it, legit, it's really kind of a pain in the ass. You'll definitely, like, die multiple times. And I've already taken 2 hits. And, of course, you can only take 4. So I'm already looking... yeah, okay. This might be where I finally cut footage. I want to really try and do this, though. I'm sure people that are much better at Jak 2 than I am are shaking their head right now and thinking to themselves, like, oh, CTFU. Hey, have you ever seen that? Oh, my God. I'm getting destroyed right now. Get out of the water, dickface. Fuck. Yeah, I mean, if you just, like, really try and, like, shoot them and take your time and go through it and whatnot, because, like, the Crimson Guard will just keep going. And like I said, you only get 4, you can only take 4 hits of damage, really, so, you're really constrained in that sense, so you really got to be careful. Oh, look at this, I'm kind of getting through it here. No, no! Oh, Jak, you prick. Yeah, I got pretty far there. It's just a real fucking pain, basically. Hold on. I'm gonna not even talk. I'm gonna try and really... Ooh, look at me. I'm kind of surfing through it now. No, you fuckface. I keep falling into the damn water. That one was kind of my fault, though. I kind of took the wrong way there. know, the damn thing is, I'm pretty sure I did try this in my 8 playthroughs of this game. It's just like, I guess I always gave up on it. Because, well, this happened. Ah, fuck. I was getting... Okay. I'm seeing how it's doable, though. I'm definitely noticing how this is pretty doable. Like, if you don't want to go through the bullshit of fighting all of them, which is absolutely a pain in the ass, I can see... Like, even if you just want to, like, go through half of it with the hoverboard, or the jetboard, that seems way more doable. Fuck. See, I think I've already missed my shot, because now they're all spawning in way too quickly. You gotta, like, really get a good launch on this thing. Hopefully I won't cut footage here, because I still have not had to cut any footage for this Let's Play, which I'm really, really proud of. But this might be it, because this one is a pain. Oh! Oh! Yes! Look at that! Wow! That's crazy! Is it over? Oh, okay. I was about to say, what the hell? Wow. I really wish I would have, like, done that how many times that I've played this game. Like, I'm sure I've tried that. Like, I'm sure I have. I must have just, like, gave up after, like, 4 times convincing myself that, like, it's not possible or something. But, like, in part 1 or 2 of this or whatever, and I mentioned that level, I forgot who wrote in the comments, but somebody said, like, oh, well, you can just jetboard through it. And I was like, what? Can you really? I think that's what I said, didn't I? I'm trying to remember just to cover my ass here. Sometimes I don't remember what I comment to people. But I'm pretty sure, so. Alright, well, anyway, that's over, so. But I was avoiding doing this, the wrench over here, because, of course, this is Kira. And she's going to have us do some racing, probably. Because we're getting to that part of the game now where we're going to be doing some racing. Particularly in a tournament-like style. And I'm not sure how much I'll be able to talk during that. Just to make sure that I can actually pull it off. And, you know, take care of business here. I mean, we're getting into some tougher missions now, so... We're gonna be less conversative.
Cargo.
Great! I'll send you a medal. Now, if you don't mind, I'm on a deadline, so scram.
Are you always this difficult?
Let me handle this, Jack. Listen, lady, we beat your stupid course, and we can outrace anybody in this city.
Wait, that voice.
Now, there's just 2 things you need to know. 1, we don't want to join your stinking race team. And 2, you just lost a date with Orange Lightning. Let's go, Jack.
Daxter! It is you!
Kira!
Oh, I never thought I'd be so glad to see your furry mug. And Jack, you look different.
It's been a tough ride.
The Baron pumped our boy here full of dark eco, and it did something to him. Now he's got super moves or something. And a few anger issues as well.
I've been looking for you guys forever. And planning a way to get us back home. Somehow that rift took us far into the future. I've calculated the time displacement, and I
found
think
your
I've got
father. Well, sort of.
Working with the underground fighting the Baron. But he's,
What?
You need to go see him. And I need to get to the Baron.
You could try to win the Class 1 Racing Championship. The winner of that big race always gets to meet the Baron in the palace. But you have to qualify by winning the lower class races. There's a Class 3 race starting soon. You can drive for my team. But Jack, we should think about getting out of here. I don't like this place. And some of the people are creepy.
Jack, my boy, I need that ruby key you found, eh? A special client has requested it.
Sorry about that, crew. I must have forgotten.
Right.
I always look at that scene and I think to myself, like, where the hell did your fat ass come from? Because clearly that guy does not get out often, as evident by, yes, his weight. I'm also realizing that I kind of jumped forward really quick by saying, like, oh yeah, we're going to Kira. And I'm starting to remember that I never actually acknowledged that that's Kira, just in the off chance that somebody never played these games before. And I didn't want to spoil it. Even though it's pretty fucking obvious that it is Kira, even if you've never played these games before. The first damn cutscene over here, you know that's Kira. But I was being all silly, like, ooh, I wonder who this is, blah, 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 blah. Because, you know, I was being me. And, wow, look at that crowd. Wow. That's some really good 3D cardboard animation up there. Nah, I'm just clowning. Good animations, though. But yeah, we're about to do some racing, and these aren't bad. These are pretty straightforward. Yeah, like I mentioned in how many parts ago or something like that. I like when a game is one genre, but it has like small little you need kind of boost for that, but I kind of pulled it off. But it has good like side missions and shit that are like of a different genre, but they still are easy to control, easy to do, which I feel is very important. And it's just not overly demanding. You can see I'm already in first place, so as long as I hold this, we will be all right. And yeah, there's like little boost markers and stuff like that you can pick up. Just boost over that. That is of course the shortcut, and everybody takes it, as you can see. What's nice is that there's no rubber banding. Of course, rubber banding in a racing game where you can, no matter how good you are, the computer will always be narrowly behind you, which is kind of lame. But in games where rubber banding doesn't exist, it really does take out a lot of the thrill, because if you can exploit it in a sense, then you're really like, you know, you're gonna beat it really, really easily. I remember Need for Speed Underground did not have rubber banding. I played a lot of Need for Speed Underground, and I exploited the hell out of the no rubber bandingness of that game. What I would often like to do in that game is, if I wanted to win very, very easily, I would just kind of ram the AI into a wall. And once you do that, like, there's just no recovering from it, basically, because they'll be rammed right into a wall, and it's one of those things where if it happens to you, you just like reset. You just like restart the race, like, and it's just one of those instant things where you do it really, really quickly because you've done it so many like times over and over and over again, because you just know it's not going to happen, or at the very least it would be too much of a time investment to try and catch up when you don't know if you're really going to make it or not. So you just like hit restart really, really quickly. Yeah, like you can just put the AI in that position and they're just not going to catch up from that. So that's usually what I would do in that game. MotorStorm, of course, is a game where rubber banding is very apparent, and that game is very, very difficult. Whoa, I almost blew up right there. You can totally do that, by the way. Blow yourself up, like, just ramming into the wall and shit. Even from when you're, like, taking a shortcut too high or hitting a jump too high. Oh, no, don't fuck it up right then and there. Oh, no, wait! Oh, God. Holy shit. I was seriously almost lost that.
When is this city gonna provide some challenge, huh?
Hey, I watched your race today. You were pretty amazing out there.
Oh, thanks. Kira, this is Ashlyn. She's just...
Everyone knows who she is.
And Kira's,
A friend. A very good friend.
Thanks for helping out with that tanker, Jack. You saved a lot of lives. I'm not my father, you know. Ever since I was a little girl, I've looked down at the city streets from that ridiculous palace and imagined a better place.
By the way, they're hunting for you. I'd watch out for Errol. I can't protect you from him.
Whoa, she's a Betty. And she likes you, Jack. Not that I can account for her tastes. I bet you'd love to pin some medals on her chest, huh? What? What'd I say? What did you say, Jack?
Both fine ladies. Both fine ladies. But if I had to pick, I'd have to go with Kira. If I had to. Now, if I want to be really sort of a pig and very guy-like right now, I will say Ashlyn looks like she would be better in bed. but that's just being a total guy pig sort of comment. But Kira does look like a more homey, sweet girl. Like, I think I'd have to go with Kira. I love my bad girls as much as the next guy, but sometimes you can't settle down with a bad girl. That's just how it is, man. It's just how it is. I've been around the block a few times. I know my thing. I sound like I'm 80. I sound like I'm 80 in the year 2070, because that's probably what people will say. Listen, Sonny, I've been around the block. They wouldn't even say Sonny. Like, listen, Swagadocious. I've been around the hood, and I'll tell you something. Bad chicks, they're no good. Alright? You need a good girl. That sounded really stereotypical. And I'm not the kind to do stereotypical sort of comedy. But then again, I'm not the type to do comedy. And if you do find this funny, that's because it's just sort of the conversational funny, which that is my kind of humor. If I'm going to make you laugh, it's because of that. Conversational humor, not so much actually telling jokes. In fact, the only kind of jokes that I usually have are really, really dumb ones. The ones that I like the most, and you can, of course, use these yourself. I obviously did not make these, but I love using these, which is go up to one of your friends and say, hey, do you know Bofa? And of course they will be like, what do you mean? And they're like, and just keep egging them on, like, oh, do you know Bofa? And kind of like really put your own twist to it. Like maybe you're at work or something, like, oh, did you see that new guy Bofa got hired? Who? That new guy Bofa? And they'll be like, what are you talking about? And then just finish it off like, Bofa D's nuts. And I like that a lot. I laugh a lot. So far nobody has found this humorous but me. But that's what's important about this joke, is that it's really for you and not anybody else. So that's why I suggest you go do that, because realistically, I'm here for a good time, and I'm not here for you. That's what I'm getting at. So have a good time and party it up. Wow, I just skipped that scene by accident. And of course, there's variations to the D's nuts joke. You can say, hey, do you like the Yankees? Yank on these nuts. And then you could say things like, do you listen to CDs? Or do you like CDs? CDs nuts. And I think there's like a whole website dedicated to these jokes, actually, and they get really, really, really complex, actually. Like with a really deep setup. And I haven't memorized any of them because I don't really have the patience for that. Oh, whoa, metalheads. Hold the phone here. But I suggest you look them up if you want to do more of those jokes, because they're pretty good. My head is itching. Whoa! Hey, why didn't you guys tell me? I just looked at the time, and that's at we're out of time. I'm sorry, but I will see you all in the next one.